Hey, this is Denny Lugs. It is Halloween 2022. I really been wanting to make this video. I've been wanting to make a lot of tier list videos, and I'm going to try to squeeze them in when I can. I know that I've been banging on about this kind of shit on my socials. Socials, fucking Facebook, really. Every year I've been talking about this series. It's my favorite horror series. It's fucking preposterous, and that's why I want to talk about it. In terms of quality objective, this is not the best horror series ever. It's just not. It's my personal favorite. It's what I grew up with. It's what appeals to me the most. But it's a fucking mess, and it's absolutely ridiculous. I see a lot of shit. There are a lot of guys that I watch that I've seen. It's endless. Horror guys that love this series, guys and girls. Everybody talks about fucking Halloween. I've watched all these movies a lot. I have a lot to say about them. Maybe one day I can do a series, go in depth. I pretty much have a lot of the same old shit to say, but I feel like I have some different perspectives. I'm going to quickly kind of bang through them right now. Here's how I got my tiers. I think it's a little bit different. See, I usually, if I were to tier some shit, it would be kind of on a 6-point scale, where you have your absolute top, like an S rank, and your absolute bottom, just a straight failure, straight trash, with the 4 in the middle, So there's kind of it's kind of like 1, 2, 5 and a dud, So so I have a specific ranks here for the Halloween franchise. So let me just break it down here. All-time classic. I think it's going to be pretty fucking obvious. And then there normally would be the ultimate the top rank would be perfection, basically. And then the next one would be really good or great. I don't think that there is a really good or great after the perfection. So it's really just good despite some fucking stupid shit. And then the movie is all right. Third tier, the movie's okay, there's good shit in it, but it's just okay. Then These Exist is fucking they're just there. They're not horrible. They could be viewed that way. It's it's just okay. They're just there. And then fucking bullshit, just trash movies. But you know what? There's some funny shit to watch. You could watch it, but it's trash, right? And then the absolute no redeeming qualities whatsoever. Just nothing good about it. Don't even bother. Maybe out of curiosity. I will tell you right now, there is one for the top, only one, and only one for the bottom. And all right, so let's get down to it. The original Halloween. This is my favorite movie of all time, probably. Just in terms of the filmmaking, the fact that the budget they had in 1978, just what they produce with so little, and the creativity to make something so tense, scary, creepy, fucked up. Just everything, all the cliches, lightning in a bottle, the stars aligned, everything worked out perfectly. The Shatner mask, the way they made it look, the creepiness of it, the just soulless lack of humanity look they gave to Michael Myers, or the Shape, if you will, to just this embodiment of pure evil. But the thing is about this original movie that everything else went off the motherfucking rails with. And even the fandom, I hear all the time this air of supernatural and all this. Michael Myers is a man. He was a child at 6 years old that snapped, killed his sister, went nonverbal, stopped speaking, put in an insane asylum, broke out and was crazy. Yes, to the people, to Loomis, to everyone involved, he is the embodiment of evil, because he is that type of human being that has no knowledge of right or wrong. If he doesn't care, but it's just like, it's almost, I always just saw him as like autistic, even like to that degree of just like not understanding. Not saying someone autistic can't understand things, but like that far gone down the spectrum, like to insanity, to where like there is no concept of norms, you know, to where like maybe someone who's really autistic can be an idiot savant and go the good way and be smart and to be or like highly skilled at something, to where his mental issues just push him towards evil. Because if everything you see, it's almost like he has the mind of a 6-year-old. Like he lost it at 6 years old and remained that way. The childlike stare he does when he impales Bob, and the curiosity, the stalking. And that's the other thing. Michael Myers is a stalker. He's not this like lumbering brute, grunting, yelling, or that you might see in the later installments, or even in the very next movie, like a fucking Frankenstein monster. He is an insane man. He's a stalker. He stalks his victims, and then dispatch it. Like the whole thing began because he broke out of insane asylum, went back home, and the first person he saw was Laurie Strode. Like that was it. Like she happened to be the one to come to the door. So then he fixated on her, and then saw her with her friends, and then saw all of them, and then stalked them. Like a cat coming, you know, like a mouse that walked up to a cat, and then now the cat's going to stalk the mouse until it kills it, right? That's all it knows, instinct. And in Michael's case, evil instinct. So, you know, I'm rambling on about my favorite movie. I can go on still. Just everything about it. John Carpenter's score, John Carpenter's direction, Dean Cundy as the cinematographer, the lighting, the shots, the framing, the Panaglide, the POV shots. Just amazing. Obviously, you already know this is the tippy top of the chain, right? And that's it. This is it. This is the fucking series. It's like you can end right here. You got a story. It's an all-time classic, right? Halloween 2. Halloween 2 is good, but I feel like in the community with the fans, it's a little overrated. It is. Not that it's not a good movie. It's a good movie. I enjoyed it. It might have been the first Halloween movie I actually watched front to back. See, the thing about Halloween 2 is the whole fucking series goes off the rails because of this fucking movie. Like, it implements two major things in this movie that, like, almost the entire series until later, like, leans on and ruins the whole idea of just the one man that breaks out, that stalks people because that's what he does. He doesn't know what else to do, right? So now they give him a motive. They say John Carpenter, drunk one night, who regrets it, right? Gives him a motive, says that Laurie's his sister. So Laurie's his sister. Now Laurie's his sister for fucking how many movies after this shit? And they throw in some dumb shit. For whatever reason, he goes to a school and writes Sam Hain, however you want to say it, in blood. And then that is somehow means like some old cult shit, and they have to like kill their whole family for another generation to live. It is a throwaway line in 2, and it becomes the basis of a whole bunch of movies with the Thorn movies and shit, and the whole cult shit. So this movie fucked up a lot of things for the series. I wonder if this movie was written completely differently, how this whole series would have shaped up. So the other thing I hear is that, like, oh, this movie, it's just like the first movie. You can watch them back to back. It's the same night. It's like watching one movie. I disagree. I disagree. It's just it's not shot the same way. It doesn't like it's the closest thing that feels like the original, but it's not. Michael Myers is less of a stalker. He's more of just a lumbering fucking zombie Michael, or a friggin' Frankenstein monster, right? Just walking and breaking through glass head on. Michael, no, that's not his character in the first movie, and it's supposed to be the same night. And even from the opening scene of the movie, Donald Pleasance played the end of the first movie. The story goes that when Michael was shot off the balcony, he could have played it two different ways. To John Carpenter, he's like, I can play it, oh my God, he's gone, or I knew this would happen. And they went with the I knew this would happen. You see the end of the movie, just like understated, just like, fuck, he's gone, right? Immediately in the beginning of the second movie, Michael's gone. He's wide-eyed. He's screaming like a madman. I shot him 6 times. He does a fucking goofy-ass goddamn fucking blood-shaped like outline of a body in the grass, and it's ridiculous right away. It's ridiculous. So I feel like it's I think it's over. I love it still, but it's overrated in the regard that it's just like the first movie. It's really not, but it goes here, right? It's a good movie, but some of the things I mentioned, the bullshit. Again, I can go deeper, but we don't have all day, right? Man's got children. So, Halloween 3, Season of the Witch. I neglected this movie my whole entire life as a fan of this series. It was always this age-old question, the age-old thing that everybody says. No, Michael, fuck this shit, dumb shit, it's mass, it's goofy, it's stupid, man. Dead wrong. If you still hate this movie, you need to watch it. It's a fucking, like, this is like the embodiment of Halloween, like, just like the creepiness, the silliness, the goofiness. I mean, we're killing children in this movie, right? Like, it's a mustache twirler who wants to kill all the children in America. I mean, while they're trick-or-treating with fucked up, like, evil masks that kill children. I think there is like one like thing that about it, like they like underexplored like the creepiness of the town that they go to. That's kind of under the control of the Shamrock Corporation. Like it could have been more of a fucked up cult like town. They do a little bit of that, but just like like Tom Atkins, like just all the him like just boozing and being sleazy in 1982. It's just, this is a jam. This is a fucking classic. This is a fucking hilarious movie. Yeah, it's silly, but it's great, So, again, nothing else is going to be able to go up here, so this is where it's at, right? I mean, I love this fucking movie. It's great. Halloween fucking 4. I know I talked about 2 being overrated, but it's still great. This and another one later are the 2 most overrated fucking movies in this series. There are a lot of huge fans of this series, and this and another one that I'm going to talk about are always held up as like 2 of the best. And when you have this series of so much shit, I can understand why you say that they are 2 of the best. I mean, by default they fucking are. But Halloween 4 is not a good movie, guys. It's fine. I mean, again, I like it because I like Halloween shit. But man, to come back 10 years later, they like in retrospect, I'm sure in '88 and even in the '90s, me growing up and watching this shit, like it was one of the best, right? The ending alone, right, makes it one of the better films. Just the ending of Jamie stabbing her mom. Maybe now she's evil, that like Michael's dead, but the cycle begins anew. It's, anyone can be fucking evil. It's fucked up, whatever. Okay, yeah, I can go with that. I like that. It's one of the better endings, if not the best ending in the series. But the whole film, the horrible mask, the shoulder pads, the performance by George P. Wilbur, I don't like it. He's not fucking scary at all. Michael is not a fucking stalker anymore. He just shows up, like teleports in different places. He's, he's over here taking out the power. Now he's in the fucking station over here. You never see him moving, traveling. In the first movie, you see him driving the car. You see him down the street. You see him stalking. You see him at the window in the neighborhood, moving around in the background, stalking his victims. This Michael just shows up and looks stupid the whole movie. I mean, Loomis is great as usual, right? But Michael looks dumb. The movie looks like filmed and shot like a TV movie, begging for Dean Cundy on this one, right? So, I don't know. I like, him coming back and the ending and the mob going after him are all good ideas, but they don't work. I mean, the mob, what do? They go out and they kill some random dude and then they go home. It's okay. There's good ideas, but they fucked it up. It could have ended right there. It's just, and the whole deal of like, oh, doing the first one again, but different. I don't see that. I really don't. I don't see how it even is remotely close to the first one being done again with the beats that it takes. I'm sorry. Again, still like it. It's still one of the better ones. It's just not this fucking holy grail of horror. Right? So, Halloween 5, everybody knows this is a piece of shit, right? This movie sucks. They had something at least with the ending in 4, and then you got famously the new director comes in, Dominique, whatever his name is, and the Myers house is this weird ass fucking Victorian mansion. Fucking Jamie is now a fucking mute and has a psychic connection with Myers. Everybody shits on Don Shanks, but I like Don Shanks. I like him. I like him better than fucking George P. Wilbur. And the one bit of credit I'll give this fucking movie is that he stalks. He actually stalks people in this fucking movie for a little bit in the beginning. Unlike 4. 4 is a better movie, admittedly, but I think Myers is better. The mask is still shit. It's better than 4's mask. And Myers' performance, I think, is better than 4. It's just the movie, the plot, Tina. I mean, fuck, they never gave Max his water. I mean, come on, get the fuck out of here, right? Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mention in 2, Justice for Ben Tramer, but that's another topic altogether. But, yeah, I mean, the movie shit. I mean, the goofy sound effects, the fucking, him taking off his mask and crying and the bullshit, and Loomis is an asshole and crazy, and the mystery box Man in Black bullshit that they had to fix in 6, which they didn't, But yeah, so 5 sucks. It's probably the most boring of the series too. Probably the least watchable. But it's stupid trash if you want to watch it. It sucks. Halloween 6 is the first. This is the first Halloween that I saw in the movie theater when I was 13, 1995. So it has a special place in my heart. I know it sucks. It has some good ideas. It does some things right. The atmosphere feels a lot like Halloween. Paul Rudd's first performance. He is weird, but fuck it, it's Paul Rudd. Myers actually, even though it's George P. Wilbur again, but he's better. It's a better mask, not the reshoots, not the mask in the reshoots, but the mask itself is better. He's scarier looking. I think it has a little bit more of a creepy atmosphere. Good idea with the producer's cut with Danny kind of becoming evil, but not really. Yes, there's 2 cuts, right? Everybody knows producers, theatrical. They're both fucked. The producers makes more sense, but you have the rapey cult thing, incest shit. Michael made the baby only to kill it. Doesn't make any sense. And they beat him with stones. It's dumb as fuck, right? And then the reshoots, yeah, it's bloodier. He kills a bunch of more people in the end, and he gets beat up with a pipe, but it's not good. Nothing's good about it. So, fuck. I don't. Yeah, I mean, look, it's okay. It's okay for the atmosphere, and it's actually a bit scarier than Michael in the last 2 movies. He's scarier. That he's scarier than anything since the second one, right? So, both cuts are fucked. There's maybe a happy medium between the 2 cuts. I've tried to think about it. I almost attempted to do it myself. Maybe one day I will make a cut of the 2 things together, but it's really you really can't win, So it's unfortunate, and I really thought the series was dead with this. But then you had H2O, the other most overrated fucking movie in this franchise. Man, let me tell you, I from here on out, I think I've seen everyone in the movie theater except for Rob Zombie's 2 and the last two because they were on Peacock. But I saw this in the day. It's clearly trying to be Scream. I mean, they literally use the music from Scream. This movie is no Scream. Scream is a fucking masterpiece. Scream revitalized the fucking slasher genre. Everybody loved this in the day. People still love this fucking movie. I liked it in the day. Again, like 4, the ending is great. Just the literal cutting off of the head is fucking awesome. But the entire movie is shit. Jamie Lee Curtis is good in her new revamped Laurie Strode. But this movie is garbage. It's just the plot, the idea of just in Cali, the kids in the school, fucking jump scare the movie nonstop. LL Cool J talking about big melon breasts. Everybody fucking shits on Busta Rhymes, but no one talks about LL Cool J and the big melon breasts. Holy fucking shit. Listen, this movie is terrible, and how many different masks, and they all suck, and the big goofy eyeballs, and the Tom and Jerry routine in the third act. Are you fucking kidding me? This movie sucks. It is not a good movie. People are fucking have nostalgia goggles, and they love the fact that she cuts off his head. And yeah, you could say you could leave it at that. Yeah, you say they fucked it up with Resurrection by trying to rewrite it. But the fact of the matter is, we found out straight up they planned that. That was supposed to be the paramedic the entire time. It was never not him. Jamie Lee Curtis has come out to say that they said that they were going to do some fuckery. So now when you watch it, you could see him acting like, what are you doing? Like, it's all there. Like, so it's bullshit. The ending is bullshit. The whole movie is fucking bullshit. It's overrated. Fuck this movie. I hate this goddamn movie. I hate it even more because people fucking like it, right? But hey, look, you could watch it, right? Jamie Lee Curtis kills it. She's always great. The rest of it is bullshit. Absolute horseshit. Okay, there was an edit there, but you'll never know that. But now you do because I just fucking told you I had to get some coffee and my children were waking up from a nap. Anyway, Halloween Resurrection. Everybody's favorite in the franchise. Not really, but hey, look. The most hated one usually. Everybody's bottom bitch. Fucking, like, so despised for Busta Rhymes and fucking Trick or Treat, motherfucker. Look, it's bad. It's a piece of shit. It is so 2002. It is so of its time. I was 20 years old, also in the movie theater for this shit. It really puts you... Now in 2022, like then, it was such an abomination. Like, how did we get... Especially liking H2O back then, to then get this. Laurie getting murderized right away in the beginning. Dumb reality show shit. I never liked Blair Witch. I never liked found footage. I think that shit is garbage. So to even like slightly emulate that, even in a cheeky way with this fucking bullshit, but just to incorporate the Myers house and Michael Myers, it's just like super the further bastardization of a fucking horror classic. Yeah, I mean the whole series is, but like this is really makes it a joke, right? It is funny to watch for the fucking memes and the lulz, as they say, right? It is entertaining. I swear to God I'd rather watch this movie than H2O. That's how much I hate jump scare the fucking movie. The you know, the brisk fucking, what is it, like 80-minute H2O, 75-minute, you know, of jump scares. Horrible, like the worst jump. Anyway, I'll save it. This is not that bad if you're watching it in the mindset of this is dumb shit. But yeah, it's bad. I mean, this whole block here, you know, complete shit. But you could watch it for one reason or another, right? People love this movie. People hate this movie. I think there's not much difference, man. It's all in that era of fucking garbage. But yeah, trick or treat, motherfucker, right? Here we go. This is how we're shaving them so far. Here we go. Now we have the remakes. Now we have Rob Zombie. I will tell a quick story. Halloween, this one, I did see it in the movie theater 2007, a little bit before it came out, in a screening in somewhere in the city in Manhattan. I think my buddy Kev got tickets. He gets all that horror shit. We did the same thing with the what do you call it? Friday the 13th remake, and got to meet Derek Mears, which was awesome. Took a picture with him. Huge motherfucker, right? Awesome Jason, by the way. So yeah, likewise, a couple years earlier, we got to see this in a early screening. It was still the original ending where like the cops just shoot the shit out of Michael, and like they play like the little audio tape over it, and he's just dead, and that's it. It's just over. There's no big ending chase, long drawn out chase scene with Laurie, and that where she shoots him and she's all spazzing out. None of that shit. It actually was a better ending in my eyes. And it was all the Rob Zombie director cut shit. So, sitting in the movie theater, right in front of me, couple seats over, in the row in front of me, was Rob Zombie himself. They waited for the lights to go down. They had a couple seats taped off. He walked in looking very Rob Zombie-ish in his usual attire, with a couple of suits with him. They sat down, they watched it before the lights came back up, and they were gone. So no one can even approach him, or the crowd couldn't acknowledge him. He was just gone. He was in and out. So we watched his cut, the director's cut, with the rape scene and the bullshit and the nonsense. Look, I'll tell you real quick. At the time, it felt like a novel idea, an interesting idea to explore the childhood, to explore the origins of Michael Myers, give a reason why. Ultimately, I think everyone agrees that it's better to not know why. Like I was saying before, just like the fuck that he's just fucked up in the head, he's insane, whatever it may be, some kind of mental illness, however you want to call it, right? Yeah, it's better that way. The unknown is scarier. Now, the known could have been scary, or the known could have been more interesting if it wasn't just Rob Zombie white trash bullshit, like the first third of this movie is fucking unwatchable, right? And and then the last act, just kind of a rush version of Halloween, and it's okay. I just don't like Michael Myers as a big giant fucking pro wrestler. I don't know. It's okay. It's fine. If you're interested in seeing this take on it, it's fine. It's not my jam, so that's why, it exists. If you're into this, is really like these exist if you're into that sort of thing. It's just too much to write. If you're into seeing if Michael Myers was, instead of the nature, it's his nature to be evil, this is the nurture. Nature versus nurture, right? He was nurtured into the evil. You see the environment to which he became evil. I love the idea. I just could have been not Rob Zombie white trash. But yeah, so that's that. Rob Zombie's Halloween 2. This is not the worst movie ever made. Far from it. But this is my least favorite movie I've ever seen in my life. I feel like there's nothing good about this movie. For me. To overuse a phrase from reality television. For me, this movie, you see too much of Michael Myers' face. The whole big chunk of dream sequence that amounts to nothing, just to like tease us with a hospital scene from Halloween 2. The pretentious bullshit with the fucking dream sequences and the white fucking horse and the bullshit, and Laurie's now a fucking bitch, and Loomis is a dick, and everybody's an asshole, and everybody's cursing and screaming at each other, and everyone's a piece of shit, and we focus too long on these two fucking medics, and the fuck, and the this and that, and the die in the director's cut where Michael speaks, and I hate pretentious bullshit. Make a fucking slasher. Like, what's going on in this fucking movie? I have no fucking idea what's going on in this movie. Hey, you like the fucking big pro wrestler, hobo, fucking Michael Myers, who's grunting. And, I don't know. It's so far beyond fucking Halloween that I'll give it Brad Dourif's performance when, and Danielle Harris coming back, Jamie from the child actress from fucking 4 and 5 coming back for these two Rob Zombie movies. Excellent, right? Love her, right? So a positive in both of those, but Danielle Harris, sure. Brad Dourif's performance when he finds his daughter, Danielle Harris, dead, sure. Everybody praises that bit, but holy shit, I get nothing from this fucking movie. There's no enjoyment in this movie. It's just fucking miserable nonsense that it does nothing. And then the ending, her smiling, and what's going on. I hate this movie. I think it's a fucking piece of shit. Useless. It's just useless. It does nothing. There's no reason to watch this movie. Okay, the David Gordon Green trilogy. Man, what a fucking mixed bag and what a goddamn disappointment. This fucking movie right here. I liked this movie, Halloween 2018. It is probably the best. It would be the best sequel, no doubt. No arguments without the silly bullshit. So for sure, it's good to great, despite some bullshit. Because this Myers, not just the mask, this Myers is the best Myers besides Michael Myers. This Myers is the only Michael Myers that feels like this fucking Michael Myers. That feels like the original Michael Myers. Yes, we did get Nick Castle for a fucking scene, right? James Jude Courtney, awesome. Like, stalking, the way he moves. This is Michael Myers. This feels like a real, more than Halloween 2. This feels like a continuation of the first movie. And the Dr. Sartain shit, the banh mi sandwich shit, the peanut butter on my penis, the fact that Ray gets murderized and no one seems to care. There's some silly shit in here. And I would love to make a cut of this movie without the silly bullshit, with the flashback scene from here, and maybe the epilogue from here. And then you have a fucking dope-ass 1-2. This movie's great on its own, but if you want to see 40 years later and a wrap-up, if you just end it there, Michael burns in the house, it's over, that's a good double feature. That's a great double feature, and a good story, and a good arc. I think so. So cut out some of the silly shit. This is like your best Halloween besides this fucking movie. Besides the classic. Then they decide to go full fucking stupid with Halloween Kills. Like, I would say this movie is complete shit. If it wasn't for the first third of it, so you put it here. If you don't mind the stupid shit, the absolute, every character is an idiot. They see Michael's face on the fucking news. Tommy Doyle sees his face on the fucking news and then still chases after a short little Danny DeVito penguin-looking motherfucker with a giant mob. That looks nothing like Michael Myers. And that's the whole middle part of the movie. Oh, the mob mentality. Listen with the commentary. It's a fucking slasher, alright? It's a slasher. The first one is thoughtful about, the idea of evil without it making a social commentary. I'm not against the social commentary, but this, holy shit, Evil Dead, maybe we're the monsters. It's alright, so just fucking piss in my mouth with your fucking idea already. Jesus Christ. Holy shit. The first act of this movie, the flashback, him killing the fireman, him killing the fucking Lenny Clark and the black girl from the black lady from goddamn Borat, right? That shit was great. That, and even in the bar, talking in the bar with the old characters, that first half an hour of this first act of this movie, if it stayed on that fucking trajectory, right up there with the last movie, right up there. But then everybody's an idiot. Everybody gets into a mob, then splits up, dies in idiotic ways. And then Lonnie brings his son and his son's girlfriend to handle Michael Myers, and he goes in by himself and dies like an idiot. It's just everybody's stupid. And then to top it all off, a giant mob confronts Michael Myers, and then they get out of that by having close-up shots in a black void of him killing everyone one by one. How did he do that? How did he kill everyone by himself, one by one? They stepped up one at a time. They all had guns. They shot him. You didn't kill him. It just don't put him in that position. Don't put Michael in that position that you can't explain how he got out of it. It's stupid. The whole movie is stupid. But it exists. If you want to just see carnage, I won't say it's complete shit. I won't. But it's really dumb, and it's very disappointing, because the first act of it is fucking awesome. So, Michael kills a crowd of people, kills Laurie's daughter, right? And we move on to this movie. Halloween Ends. Here we are, right? 2022. You mean to tell me two things about this between our two main characters, Laurie? Well, here's three things about this movie. Huge things. I could go on into detail, but I'm trying to wrap this shit up, right? I got kids. Fucking First, Michael, you mean to tell me that he kills a crowd of people, and then by this movie 4 years later, he's so weakened, but you're telling me that he needs to kill to gain power when he killed a crowd of people to end off the last movie? Number two, Laurie. Laurie is damaged, fucked up, has a fucking house full of booby traps, is crazy Sarah Connor lady, right? For 40 fucking years over her friends getting fucking killed, and then Michael Myers murders her daughter, and 4 years later, she finally moved on. Her daughter and her son-in-law, she's all chipper now, baking pies. Man, no, I don't buy that either. And then number three, you just don't even really have either character throughout the whole movie for the most part. You tell a different story about a different kid. Again, with the social commentary about how the town made him evil. Or that / Michael passed evil through his eyeball into him, symbolically or literally. We don't know. Who knows? Not explained. Whatever. So, the town made him evil, but also Michael made him evil. Like, it's everything but nothing at all. It doesn't make any sense. And I like the idea of anthology. I like Halloween 3. I like the idea of telling, like, a, quote, Tales from Haddonfield. This kid went through these circumstances, became evil, and dies tragically, right? By his own hand, stupidly, for whatever reason. And then you do, in the last 15 minutes, fucking Michael and Laurie, and then he's just turned to mulch. Which is cool, but, like, the movie should be about that, about them. It's the third act in a 3-movie trilogy that's about them. Okay? So, again, it's not the worst movie ever. It's just baffling, the decisions. It's baffling that they made this movie this way. You could have wrapped up Laurie and Michael and then made a movie about Corey Cunningham. About this kid then turns to and picks up a mask like Michael and then is a copycat as your next movie. Sure. Okay. Might have been alright. This made no fucking sense. So this exists if you like this shit. I don't think it's good. It's a big letdown. And there's other dumb shit about it, but you know what? I can go into a whole deal. And I would love to one day go through all of these in great detail. I only scratched the surface on my feelings on this shit. I mean, it's this, such an interesting franchise. Such a weird choose your own adventure franchise. Also, when it comes to tiers, I'm going to make more of these, but, like, I hate people that do tiers and then put them in order in the tiers. If you're just going to put them all in order, then rank them all in fucking order how you like them. I'm showing you groups. I'm showing you how I view this franchise, where these lie. Like, I put these together like this. That's it. Okay? So, big takeaways. All-time classic. Gets too much credit. Don't sleep on this fucking movie. A little overrated. Wildly fucking overrated. and a total piece of shit. Everything else you probably know already. But, hey. I'm enjoying my coffee. And I gotta go do dad shit. And happy Halloween, motherfuckers. Enjoy.